All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver inaugural address at conclave on transformational reforms in higher education under National Education Policy today. Former Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu to be the new Controller and Auditor General of India. Manipur extends complete lockdown till 15th August amid rise in COVID-19 cases. Country's first Kisan Special Parcel train to run from today to provide seamless supply of perishable products. National Handloom Day being observed today. And in Sri Lanka, ruling party led by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa registers landslide victory in parliamentary elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the inaugural address at the conclave on transformational reforms in higher education under National Education Policy today. The conclave that is being organized through video conference will have sessions dedicated to significant aspects of education covered under the National Education Policy NEP 2020. These include holistic, multidisciplinary and futuristic education, quality research and equitable use of technology for better reach in education. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal and Union Minister of State for Education Sanjay Dhotre will also participate in the event. A number of dignitaries, including the Chairman and Members, Committee for Draft NEP, as well as eminent academicians and scientists, will speak on different aspects of the national education policy. Vice-Chancellors of universities, directors of institutions, and principals of colleges and other stakeholders will also participate in the program.
A mega hackathon will be organized today where the top finalists selected under the Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge across categories will be showcasing their apps. The mega hackathon will be streamed live from 12 noon to 5 p.m. on social media platforms of MyGov India and Digital India. The Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 4th of last month, which saw participation from 6,940 tech entrepreneurs and startups across the country. The mega challenge had entries for 9 different categories, namely business, e-learning, entertainment, games, health, news, office and work from home, others and social.
The country's first Kisan Special Parcel train or Kisan Rail will start from today. The train will start at 11 a.m. and it will transport material between Maharashtra's Devlali and Bihar's Danapur railway station. The Kisan Rail will carry fruits and vegetables and will make stoppages at several stations and pick up and deliver them. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Rail Minister Piyush Goyal will flag off the train through video link. The train is scheduled to reach its destination Danapur tomorrow at 6:45 p.m., covering a distance of 1,519 kilometers in around 32 hours. The train will halt at Nashik Road, Manmad, Jalgaon, Bhusawal, Burhanpur, Khandwa, Itarsi, Jabalpur, Satna, Katni, Manikpur, Prayagraj, Shauki, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Nagar and Buxar. With the launch of Kisan Rail, the Railways aims to help double farmers' income. The Railway Ministry said this will help in bringing perishable agricultural products like vegetables and fruits to the market in a short period of time. The Kisan Rail train with frozen containers is expected to build a seamless national cold supply chain for perishables inclusive of fish, meat and milk. Our correspondent reports that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had announced to start Kisan Rail in the current year's budget for providing a seamless supply chain of perishable produce.
The centre has initiated the Jal Jeevan Mission to provide safe and adequate drinking water to every rural household of the country by 2024 with the motto Har Ghar Jal. To achieve this goal, Prime Minister Narendra Modi created a new Jal Shakti Ministry last year in his second term. The Ministry of Jal Shakti has been implementing the mission in partnership with states with an aim to provide potable water in adequate quantity of prescribed quality through tap connections to every rural household in the country. There are about 19 crore households in India and only 24% have freshwater household tap connections. Under the Jal Jeevan Mission, the focus is on 256 water-stressed districts and 1,592 water-stressed blocks. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said earlier only 16% of the households had access to drinking water through tap connection. He said after the implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission, drinking tap water now reaches 25% of households in the country.
देश में जो पीने का पानी घर तक पहुंचने का स्तर अभी 16% तक था, उसको आगामी 5 वर्ष में 2024 तक 100% के लक्ष्य के साथ पूरा करें। इस दृष्टिकोण से योजना प्रारंभ हुई और मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता है कि पिछले 1 वर्ष में हमने उसमें आशा से भी अधिक सफलता प्राप्त की है। जहां प्रारंभ के स्तर पर लगभग 16% घरों तक पीने का पानी नल के माध्यम से पहुंचता था, अब हम लगभग 25% के आंकड़े तक पहुंचने में सफल हुए हैं और मैं ये मानता हूं कि आने वाले समय में राज्यों के सहयोग से हम निश्चित रूप से इसको पूरा करेंगे।
The mission is providing drinking water in every rural household, which will certainly improve the lives of rural population, especially women and girls, and save them from drudgery as well as waterborne diseases.
Former Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir Girish Chandra Murmu will be the new Controller and Auditor General of the country. Mr. Murmu will succeed Rajiv Maharishi, an IAS officer of Gujarat cadre. Mr. Murmu resigned as Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. The RBI has announced a loan restructuring window for corporates following demands from bankers and industry. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das made the announcement yesterday. Last week, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had said that the government is working with the RBI on the need for restructuring of loans to help the industry tide over the impact of COVID-19.
Reserve Bank of India has barred banks from opening current accounts for customers who have availed cash credit or overdraft facilities with a view to improve credit discipline. In a notification, the central bank said rather than opening a new current account, all transactions should be routed through cash credit CC or overdraft OD account. The RBI stated that there is a need for discipline by the banks in opening current accounts. However, the RBI did not specify the exact reasons for initiating such a move. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das has said the banking system will move to a positive pay practice in check transactions to curb frauds. Under the positive pay system, a customer who issues a check clicks a picture of the check before handing it over to the beneficiary and uploads the same on the bank's mobile application. He said the limit of Rs 50,000 will cover approximately 20% of transactions by volume and 80% by value. RBI Governor said the operational guidelines for which will be issued soon.
The RBI has permitted banks to invest in debt instruments through mutual funds or exchange-traded funds without allocating additional charges. As per RBI's extant Basel III guidelines, if a bank holds a debt instrument directly, it would have to allocate lower capital as compared to holding the same debt instrument through a mutual fund or exchange-traded fund. While unveiling the bi-monthly monetary policy review yesterday, RBI Governor Shaktikant Das said it has been decided to harmonize the differential treatment existing currently. The CBIC has urgently directed customs and field formations to immediately verify and confirm within 48 hours that any hazardous or explosive material lying in warehouses and ports across the country meets all safety and fire standards and presents no danger to life and property. In a tweet, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, said the precautionary step has been taken in view of the recent incident of explosion at Beirut in Lebanon caused by such material.
National Handloom Day is being organized today by the Ministry of Textiles on virtual platform. Textiles Minister Smriti Irani will be the chief guest on the occasion. During the function, handloom clusters across India, NIFT campuses, all the 28 weaver service centers, National Handloom Development Corporation and others will be connected online. 7th August was chosen as the National Handloom Day to commemorate the Swadeshi movement, which was launched on the same date in the year 1905. The objective is to generate awareness about handloom industry among public and its contribution to the socio-economic development. To mark the occasion and to instill pride of workmanship of handloom weaving amongst citizens, social media campaign is planned for the handloom weaving community. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the handloom and handicrafts of India encompass a glorious history of hundreds of years. In his Mann Ki Baat address on All India Radio last month, the Prime Minister urged everyone to use Indian handlooms and handicrafts as much as possible and also communicate to more and more people about them. He said local artisans and weavers will benefit from conversations about the richness and diversity of Indian handloom and handicrafts. The Prime Minister emphasized that the correct and positive approach always goes a long way in transforming distressing times into opportunities, adversities into triggers of development and progress.
भारत का हैंडलूम, हमारा हैंडीक्राफ्ट अपने आप में सैकड़ों वर्षों का गौरवमय इतिहास समेटे हुए हैं। हम सभी का प्रयास होना चाहिए कि न सिर्फ भारतीय हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट का ज्यादा से ज्यादा उपयोग करें, बल्कि इसके बारे में हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को बताना भी चाहिए। भारत का हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट कितना रीच है, इसमें कितनी विविधता है, ये दुनिया जितना ज्यादा जानेगी उतना ही हमारे लोकल कारीगरों और बुनकरों को लाभ होगा।
In Madhya Pradesh, the Handloom and Handicrafts Development Corporation is organizing various programs in 17 weaver clusters in the state on National Handloom Day today. On the occasion, the 36th showroom of the state's famous brand Mrignayani will also be launched. We have a report.
Even during the corona pandemic, the handloom industry has created new employment opportunities in Madhya Pradesh. Handloom and Handicrafts Commissioner Rajiv Sharma told AIR that during the corona period, 900 people were employed by the corporation through 300 looms. He said that there is a plan to increase the number of looms to 1,000 by October. This will provide employment to 3,000 more people.
कोरोना काल में भी बुनकरों को पहले से लगभग 3 गुना रोजगार हम दे सके हैं। यहाँ के बुनकरों के लिए शोरूमों की संख्या बढ़ाकर लगभग 1.5 गुना कर दिया है जो मृगनयनी के शोरूम हैं।
Madhya Pradesh is a home to the world famous handloom products including Chanderi and Maheshwari saris. The state government has also increased the remuneration of weavers by 25%. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Tamil Nadu, handloom weavers in Tiruchenkod and Tiruchamipalayam in Namakkal district near Trichy have said that various welfare schemes of the central and state governments have helped improve their standard of living. On the occasion of National Handloom Day, several awareness programs are being organized in different parts of the state. Besides various financial aids from the state government, the handloom weavers are also getting aid under schemes like Prime Minister's Insurance Scheme as well as Mahatma Gandhi Handloom Welfare Scheme.
In Tamil Nadu, industrialists coming forward to invest in southern districts of the state will be given various incentives, including subsidies for the cost of land. This was informed by Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy while talking to media in Madurai yesterday after the review meeting. He also said that steps are being taken to declutter the congested Goripalayam junction at the heart of Madurai city. An overbridge has been planned spanning the junction and more than 160 crore rupees has been allotted for land acquisition. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver inaugural address at Conclave on Transformational Reforms in Higher Education under National Education Policy today. Former Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu to be the new Controller and Auditor General of India. Manipur extends complete lockdown till 15th August amid rise in COVID-19 cases. Country's first Kisan special parcel train to run from today to provide seamless supply of perishable products. National Handloom Day being observed today. And in Sri Lanka, ruling party led by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa registers landslide victory in parliamentary elections. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
In Manipur, a state cabinet meeting held last evening has decided to extend the ongoing statewide complete lockdown and curfew till the 15th of August in view of rise in COVID-19 cases in the state. The recently affected people are suspected to have been infected through local transmission. The statewide lockdown and curfew commenced from the 23rd of July till today. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh led cabinet meeting to thoroughly discuss the COVID-19 pandemic in the state and measures required to contain the spread of virus infection. The meeting decided to extend the complete lockdown till the 15th of August. Later, Manipur Chief Secretary issued an order informing that the certain activities will have relaxation in the proposed lockdown. All locality-based retail shops dealing with essential commodities will be opened in all districts from 8 a.m. to 12 noon on all days except Sundays. Moreover, certain parts of Imphal market and other markets in districts will be opened on roster basis to cater to the requirements of retailers. Health Ministry has said that India has significantly ramped up its diagnostic lab network. It said higher number of tests will push the positivity rate initially, but as Delhi experience has amply shown, will eventually lower when combined with other measures. The ministry said it is to the credit of the graded and collaborative efforts of the centre and states and union territories that widespread testing has enabled more than 6 lakh tests daily for 3 days in a row. It said from one lab in January 2020, India now has 1,370 labs. The Health Ministry said focused and coordinated containment, widespread testing combined with supervised isolation and effective treatment have resulted in increasing recovery rates and steadily falling case mortality. These have ensured declining percentage active cases.
The Chhattisgarh government has given instruction to ensure immediate testing of COVID-19 suspected patients coming to private clinics, nursing homes and hospitals for treatment. The Health Secretary, Niharika Barik Singh, has written a letter to Chairman of Indian Medical Association of Chhattisgarh Unit asking them to ensure immediate testing of COVID-19 suspected patients undergoing treatment in private hospitals so as to identify the corona-positive patients. In case they are found COVID-19 positive, they should be referred to COVID hospital. Instructions have been issued that if any patient in hospital is tested positive for COVID-19, then the hospital should be disinfected as per the guidelines of Central Government, Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) and State Government and be reopened after 24 hours. Meanwhile, the Chhattisgarh government has classified 114 development blocks in the state as red zones and 6 blocks as orange zones to contain the spread of coronavirus. Gujarat recorded 1,034 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours. According to the State Health Department, the recovery rate has improved further to 74.21%. More details from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
Total cases of COVID-19 in the state have gone up to 67,818. Out of 14,905 active cases in the state, the conditions of 82 patients are serious. At the other end, 917 patients have been discharged from various hospitals after recovery. With this, the total patients recovered from COVID-19 till date have gone up to 50,322. 27 patients have lost their lives yesterday, taking the total death due to COVID-19 in the state up to 2,584. More than 9,03,000 tests have been carried out in the state. Meanwhile, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation has added 16 new areas in the micro-containment zone, while removing 22 areas. Door-to-door surveillance and mass screening will be launched in the new areas from today. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy has said the COVID-19 infection in Madurai is gradually coming down and is now well under control. The Chief Minister yesterday reviewed the pandemic situation in various southern districts including Madurai, Dindigul and Tirunelveli. Our correspondent has filed the report on this.
The positivity rate in Tamil Nadu is hovering below 9% for the past few days, indicating that if 100 people are tested, only about 9 are confirmed positive. Though it shows that the situation is improving, concerns are being raised about the daily count of mortalities, as the number has exceeded 100 every day since last Monday. However, the State Health Department insists that it is only due to the last-minute arrival of patients in hospitals. Meanwhile, in the government Rajiv Gandhi General Hospital in Chennai, feeding nurses have been deployed to assist those COVID-19 patients who cannot normally eat on their own. A pre-arrival intimation system has also been introduced in the hospital to avoid delay in admitting patients after they are brought there. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
The Maharashtra government has announced a partnership with Google for introducing digital education tools in schools across the state. It will enable 2.3 crore students and teachers to access the technology giant's blended learning programs that combine classroom approach with online learning. Speaking at the virtual launch of the partnership, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said Maharashtra is the first state in the country to launch G Suite for Education and Google Classroom. He requested Google to help use their technology to work from home. In Maharashtra, after 3 days of heavy downpour, rainfall has seen gradual decrease in Mumbai and other coastal areas of the state. However, gusty winds have been blowing in the state, with the wind speed reaching up to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. More from our correspondent.
According to the IMD, monsoon remained widespreadly vigorous over Konkan yesterday, with heavy to very heavy rainfall at many places and extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places. At Kolaba and Mumbai, a highest single-day rainfall of 331.8 millimeters in 24 hours was witnessed. This is also the second highest all-time record over Kolaba after 575.6 millimeter rainfall recorded on 5th July 1974. With Kunal Shinde, Devopriya Bhattacharya, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Bihar, floods continue to wreak havoc in the state. More than 70 lakh people across over 16 districts are reeling under the floods. Rail traffic remained suspended on Darbhanga-Samastipur rail section of East Central Railway. Flood water is also posing a threat to Sitamarhi-Darbhanga and Saharsa-Mansi rail sections. The power supply has been disrupted in many flood-affected areas. Now let us take a look at today's weather update. The national capital Delhi will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. The minimum temperature was recorded at 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 37 degrees. Minimum temperature in Mumbai was 24 degrees. Maximum temperature will be around 27. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will hover between 27 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the metropolis was 26 degrees. Maximum will be around 29 degrees. In Gilgit, temperature will hover between 16 and 36 degrees Celsius. It will experience mainly clear sky. In Muzaffarabad, there will be generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 34 degrees.
The National Film Development Corporation is organizing a first-of-its-kind online Patriotic Film Festival. The festival is a part of Independence Day celebrations by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The festival begins today and will run till 21st of this month. It will showcase Indian history that marks the bravery of freedom fighters and aims to create a festive and patriotic mood among Indians across the globe. The festival will showcase high-quality Independence Day-themed patriotic films daily at the website www.cinemasofindia.com, free of cost. Critically acclaimed films from various Indian languages including Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Bengali, Gujarati and Malayalam will be showcased in the festival. Moreover, for the first time ever, the film Gandhi by Sir Richard Attenborough will be made accessible and can be enjoyed by people with vision and hearing impairment. In Sri Lanka, the ruling party led by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa registered a landslide victory in the general elections held on Wednesday. Mr. Rajapaksa's Sri Lanka People's Party SLPP has won 145 seats in 225-member parliament, nearing a two-thirds majority. Samagi Jana Balawega SJB, led by former Minister Sajith Premadasa has emerged as the main opposition party with 54 seats, while the oldest party in the country, United National Party, UNP, led by former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, has got only a single seat. SLPP got around 59% of popular vote, while SJB was able to garner around 24%. SJB is an offshoot of UNP and was formed early this year after Mr. Premdasa failed to wrest control of UNP. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa declared the SLPP winners and also expressed confidence of establishing a strong parliament to implement his policies. President Gotabaya is the younger brother of Mahinda Rajapaksa, who became Prime Minister after the victory of Mr. Gotabaya in the presidential election in November last year. More details from our correspondent.
The resounding victory of SLPP has put the Rajapaksa family fully in control of Sri Lanka's politics. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was looking for a parliament majority since his victory at presidential elections last November. The counting of preferential votes to decide upon winning candidates is continuing. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa along with former President Maithripala Sirisena are set to enter the parliament, while former Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has failed to gain victory. This election has also completed the churning within Sri Lanka politics for last few years, with both the victorious party and main opposition being offshoots of oldest political parties in the country. PM Rajapaksa had said that he will bring a new constitution for the country if they get 2/3 majority. Santosh Kumar for AIR News from Colombo.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated his Sri Lankan counterpart on his victory in parliamentary elections. Later, in a tweet, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa said that he looks forward to closely working with Prime Minister Modi to further enhance the long-standing cooperation between the two countries. He added that Sri Lanka and India are friends and relations.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held a telephonic conversation with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo yesterday. In a tweet, Mr. Jaishankar said in a wide-ranging conversation, the two leaders reviewed the bilateral cooperation, including working of relevant mechanisms. The leaders shared assessments on regional and global issues, including South Asia, Afghanistan, Indo-Pacific and beyond. Dr. Jaishankar said both also exchanged views on responding to the coronavirus challenge and discussed meeting in the Quad format in the near future. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed executive orders banning popular Chinese apps like TikTok and WeChat, terming them a threat to national security and to the country's economy. The ban comes into effect in 45 days. India was the first country to ban TikTok and WeChat, citing national security concerns. India has banned as many as 106 Chinese apps. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has suspended the title sponsorship deal with Chinese mobile phone company Vivo for the upcoming edition of the Indian Premier League. The BCCI in a statement said that Vivo will not be associated with the IPL this year. Vivo had won the IPL title sponsorship for 5 years from 2018 to 2022 for a reported sum of 2,190 crore rupees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Reserve Bank hits pause button on interest rate cut, writes the Statesman. RBI allows one-time recast of retail loans to soften COVID blow, headlines the Hindustan Times. The Business Standard terms it breather for borrowers. India warns China to halt meddling in Jammu and Kashmir, reports the Asian Age. Another bid to raise Kashmir issue at UN. Pak China get no support is the lead in the Tribune. The Hindu Business Line observes, post-Beirut blast, 700 tons of ammonium nitrate stored near near Chennai, set the alarm bells ringing. New rules expand ambit of Aadhaar use beyond welfare schemes. The Economic Times notes the 12-digit unique ID can now be voluntarily linked to several government services, including the upcoming Health Identity Card for all project. And finally, Mr. Blue Sky. The Hindustan Times captions a photograph of clear blue skies in Delhi on Thursday as easterly winds, monsoon showers and low emissions brought down air pollution to just 69 AQI, the lowest for the second time since April 2nd.
Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver inaugural address at Conclave on Transformational Reforms in Higher Education under National Education Policy today. Former Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu to be the new Controller and Auditor General of India. Manipur extends complete lockdown till 15th August amid rise in COVID-19 cases. Country's first Kisan special parcel train to run from today to provide seamless supply of perishable products. National Handloom Day being observed today. And in Sri Lanka, ruling party led by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa registers landslide victory in parliamentary elections. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.